Hey there, savvy investors. Today, we're embarking on a unique adventure, transforming my kids' Ang Pow money, those red packets filled with blessings and good fortune from Chinese New Year, into their very first investment portfolio. But here's the twist, this journey isn't just for the little ones hoarding red envelopes under their pillows. It's a golden opportunity for anyone taking their first step into the world of investing. Whether it's your first paycheck, a little nest egg you've been sitting on, or maybe even your own Ang Pow stash, this episode is your all-access pass to kickstarting your financial growth. We're not just talking about parking your cash in a savings account and calling it a day. We're diving deep into the smart, strategic moves that can set you up for a brighter, wealthier future. This is not just based on what I say or think. Instead, I'll be using the guiding principles from Investment Guru. Think of it as the ultimate beginner's guide to making your money work as hard for you as you did for it. So, buckle up, grab your notepad, and let's turn those auspicious red packets into a launch pad for investment success. Guiding principles. Let's dive into the core of our investment strategy, inspired by the giants of the investing world. Reading the teachings of John C. Bogle, the visionary behind Vanguard, he championed the virtues of low-cost index investing, diversification, and the compelling growth prospects of stocks, balanced by the stabilizing presence of bonds. In addition, one particular guru that is my role model was Andrew Hallam, the author of Millionaire Teacher, The 9 Rules of Wealth You Should Have Learned in School. Hallam's philosophy is all about achieving financial independence through smart, simple investing strategies. He's a big advocate for the average Joe or Jane becoming a millionaire, not through luck or inheritance, but through wise investing. Investment strategy, diversification is key. This is our roadmap. A diversified investment strategy that skillfully balances domestic stock and global stock ETFs with bond ETFs. Here's how we break it down. 1. Domestic stock ETF. This is where home advantage comes into play. By focusing on the Singapore market, we're investing in what we know best, leveraging local economic growth and market trends. Since our expenses are largely in SGD, investing in SGD minimizes our forex risk. In addition, inflation which affects our expenses are likely to be factored into the stock prices as well. 2. Global stock ETF. Think of this as your passport to the world's markets. Investing here means you're tapping into the growth stories of companies across the globe, beyond our home turf. It's about broadening our horizons and seizing opportunities wherever they arise. 3. Bond ETF, the anchor of our portfolio. Bonds offer a smoother ride, providing regular income and acting as a buffer during the market's roller coaster moments. They're the safety net, ensuring we're not putting all our eggs in one volatile basket. Allocation based on age and risk profile. For those who prefer a moderate risk stance, the formula is simple: age minus 10 dictates your bond allocation. So, if you're 30, we're looking at 20% bonds, with the remaining 80% split equally between our domestic and international stock ETFs. It's a balanced approach, marrying growth aspirations with prudent risk management. On the flip side, if you're leaning towards an aggressive risk profile, age minus 20 is your cue for bond allocation. At 30, that means 10% bonds and a whopping 90% in stocks. This route is for those of us with a taste for adventure, a higher risk appetite, and an eye on the long-term prize. Financial superpower, starting young. Here's a quick truth. Starting young is your financial superpower. Think of each dollar you invest now as a seed. Thanks to compounding interest, those seeds can grow into a financial forest over time. Even starting with Ang Pow money can pave the way to substantial wealth. It's not just about saving for a rainy day, it's about creating a future filled with possibilities. The earlier you start, the more you can achieve, be it a dream home, travel, or even early retirement. Remember, the best time to start investing is now. Let's plant those seeds today and watch our financial future flourish. The Dividend Uncle's investment choices. Inspired by the Millionaire Teacher's advice, I've decided to invest my kids' Ang Pow money, around $2,000, based on the following. Given that my kids are about 10 years old, we'll be skipping bonds for now, focusing instead on a 50-50 split between an international stock ETF and a domestic ETF. But stay tuned, as I will recommend smart way to gain exposure to bonds, as I am quite sure my viewers are older than my kids. Winky face. 1. For the local flavor, I'm going with the STI ETF. It's a snapshot of Singapore's financial landscape, capturing the top 30 companies across various sectors. This ETF is like a mini portfolio of Singapore's heavy hitters, from the big banks to key conglomerates like Keppel Corporation, Sembcorp Industries and Jardine Groups, and top REITs like CapitaLand Integrated Commercial Trust and Fraser's Logistics and Commercial Trust. It's a way to diversify with one move, offering a nice dividend yield of about 4% and with low fees at just 0.26%. Young investors, my kids included, might not be eyeing retirement just yet, but who wouldn't appreciate a little extra cash return from their investments? A few extra dollars could go a long way towards their next favorite book or the latest game on their wish list. It's a sweet incentive to keep the savings habit going strong. 2. I'm eyeing the Vanguard FTSE All-World ETF, listed in London as VWRD.L. This ETF is your ticket to the global market, with over 3,667 stocks from around the world. You've got heavyweights from the US, Japan, UK, China, and France, and a sector spread that gives you a slice of everything. Sector exposure is diversified with technology top at 25% followed by financials at 14%. The best part? For Singapore investors, the London listing means dividends come with 0% withholding tax, letting you keep all those gains. As comparison, dividends from US-listed ETFs and shares will be subject to 30% withholding tax. And not forgetting that the fee is super low at 0.22%. 3. Bond exposure. For the bonds exposure, I have been looking around for a good bond ETF for a long time, but frankly, I haven't found any that is well diversified across countries, sectors and duration. Hence, for viewers looking for an exposure to bonds to lower the volatility of their portfolio, I would suggest you look at the Endowus Fixed Income portfolio. Personally, I invest in the Stable Income portfolio. I discussed it in a previous video, but to recap, it is a collection of 7 unit trusts from renowned fund managers such as PIMCO and JP Morgan. Hence, I am also benefiting from diversification across different fund managers. With exposures in treasuries, investment-grade bonds, and high-yield bonds, this portfolio provides a yield of about 5 to 6% per annum. I know the fees of unit trusts are not as low as ETFs. But the good thing is Endowus keeps fees low. I want to assure you I am not paid by Endowus, but I find their fees to be the lowest in Singapore. The fund level fees are between 0.55% to 0.76%, plus a platform fee of between 0.25% to 0.6%. And there you have it, turning Ang Pow money into a foundational investment portfolio, with a strategy that's as good for beginners as it is for the little ones. Remember, the journey to financial independence starts with that first step, and there's no better time than now to take it. If you're ready to dive into the investment pool, why not start with these tips? And if you've enjoyed this guide, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share this video with friends who might find it useful. Until next time, keep investing, keep learning, and let's all grow our financial future together. Cheers from your favorite financial tour guide, signing off.